Hey guys, welcome back to the Six-Side Calcio Podcast. We are back. We're going to review MatchDay 27. I'm joined by Danny and Joe. What's up, boys?
What's up, Enzo? You guys good?
Well, regards.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I was really happy about yesterday's result. You guys are probably hearing this on Friday morning, but for us it's Thursday right now. And I guess we'll just start from Monday. We'll go to the first match here, Fiorentina-Brescia. What did you guys think about that match?
I didn't have time to, I was trying to go on and off with both games with Lecce and Milan and Fiorentina-Brescia. But for me, I think it's a good result for Brescia. They want to stay in the Serie A, and it's a big point, especially at Fiorentina, which is always a tough place to play because Fiorentina do have like a well-balanced side. They could hurt you, but this season it seems like they don't. But it's a good point for Brescia if they want to stay in the Serie A. Donnarumma got the goal with a penalty shot, and so Pizzella off the corner got the goal to equalize for Fiorentina. Not much going in the second half. It was quite boring the second half. Yeah, that's all I have. But it's a good point for Brescia.
Yeah, I agree. It was a good point for Brescia. Fiorentina has got to be disappointed. They're at home as well. Well, home advantage doesn't really exist anymore, but yeah, they should have won that game. Yeah, it's a disappointing draw for them for Brescia. It was a really good draw for them. Good point. In my opinion, Castrovilli played very well that match. I really enjoyed him. He did really good. He's probably my player of the game, to be honest. Petzela also played very well. He actually scored too. So yeah, that's all I really got to say about that match. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, it was a good point from Brescia's point of view there. Fiorentina, another couple points dropped. Fiorentina sitting in 13th position with 31 points. Doesn't look like they're going to get European soccer this season. But it was a good game from Brescia. They got the point away from home. And hopefully coming back from the break, they're going to turn into a different team and pick up some points where they need it these next couple of games to stay in the Serie A. As for Fiorentina, it's another game, another points dropped, and they're still going down the league table. So we're going to see what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks with Fiorentina and Brescia.
Yeah, definitely. There's also Milan and Lecce.
Yeah.
I guess by the scoreline, it was 4-1 Milan. You could say Milan dominated, which they were in control. But Lecce did have actually a good amount of chances. They had some chances to score.
Mm-hmm.
I think Milan was much more. They scored the chances they had to score. You know what I mean? When they had a chance, they finished it. I think Rebic played very well. I'm happy Bonaventura scored. I'm a big fan of his, so that was nice to see. Leao continues to impress me. I think he's had a great season for Milan. He's been one of the only bright spots for them because they've had a rough year. Castiello played well as well. He also scored. Çalhanoğlu played really, really, really well. I think it's been a while since I've said that, but yeah, Çalhanoğlu played very well. And yeah, I think it was a standard 4-1 win for Milan and something they really needed to boost their confidence.
Yeah, no, it was. It's also a good win as well for European if they're trying to get to the Europa League as well. So it's a big win for them. Leao, again, like you said, was good. He got the goal. He's been really good this season, especially like the role he's been playing. I think he'll have like a bigger role now since Ibrahimovic is not there due to the injury. And again, to Bonaventura, like you said, I like Giacomo Bonaventura. Too bad, like he suffered a little bit of like injuries and he got unlucky with the injuries, or else he would have been a good player for Milan, I think, as the time went on. It's a big win. Lecce tied it up at one apiece, and when they tied it up, I'm like, could this be a turning point for them? But then Milan showed their class, and they got the big 4-1 victory over Lecce.
How about you, Joe? What do you think about that match?
Yeah, it was a big win from Milan point of view. I really like the way Rebic has been playing these last couple of months. Coming back from, he didn't start the season off too well, and, ever since, I'd say when Zlatan started to come, he's been a different player. Rafael Leao with a big goal. Bonaventura has been playing well a lot too, like Danny said. I really like the way he plays. He's really an under-the-radar guy, and when you need a goal from him or an assist, he's really there for you. For Lecce, it's another loss. In the 18th position, they're tied on points with Genoa to stay in the Serie A. So hopefully Lecce in the next well, no, I'm not going to say the next game because they play us, but the games after us, they'll get a couple points to stay in the Serie A. I really like the way they play. I really like their fans, their team. I really like them, and I hope they stay in the Serie A. But for Milan, it's a big win. Hopefully, it's a momentum, motivation booster for the final Europa League spot, and we're going to see what happens in the next couple of weeks here.
Yeah, definitely. And Joe, I'm going to bounce it right back to you.
Yeah.
Because Juve 2, Bologna 0. What do you think about that one?
Well, it was a big game for us. We really needed the win. Like I said last podcast, Juve is really under the radar. The management is getting heated on the coaches. Not a lot of people like Maurizio Sarri at Juve. We've been really under a lot of pressure, and this was a big win to give us some motivation. Going back into the game, I think that Bernardeschi was the man of the match. I think I haven't seen Bernardeschi play that good since the Atletico game last year. And I really hope that we start him again tomorrow versus Lecce. I think he deserves it. I think once he has the confidence, he could be a very good player. It was a really straightforward win. We didn't really have too many chances to defend with the other team, and I think that it was a momentum booster, and I really hope that we continue playing for the wins this season. I really like Dybala also, so I'm hoping tomorrow we'll see a Ronaldo, Dybala, Bernardeschi partnership up top. The one thing I'm going nervous about is that we have no more fullbacks in the team. They're either suspended or they're injured, so we only have Matuidi and Juan Cuadrado that could play left back, right back. So it's going to be interesting to see what we could do with them. But it was a big win, and hopefully this helps our season moving forward.
Yeah, no, like based off what Joe said, sorry to interrupt you, Enzo. Bernardeschi was really good this game. I think this is probably the best he's played since the Atletico game. Dybala scored a wonderful goal, and yeah, I gotta give credit to the movement. Bernardeschi made a nice pass to Dybala, and Dybala placed it really well. I'm just gonna throw a little shot there. Too bad that wasn't in net because he probably would have saved it. I'm just kidding. Ronaldo got the goal, PK, and again, for me, Ronaldo was really poor this game. I feel like these last few games since the breaks came back, he's been really poor. Again, Juve got this big 2-0 victory, and especially with the results that happened this week with Inter and Lazio, they're getting closer and closer to their, I think, 10th title, if I'm correct, Joe?
Ninth in a row, yeah.
9th title in a row. Give Bologna credit, they hung in there, they tried their best. I think this was their first game back. It's always tough to play Juve, and especially now coming off the break, to play Juve. They tried, they had a few chances here and there, but not too worrying of if you're a Juve fan. And it's just a big result for Juve after the Coppa Italia disaster they had in the finals.
Yeah, I think you guys went into good detail there. I think, my man of the match, like Joe said, was Bernardeschi 100%. Bernardeschi played amazing. I think he's always had the ability. I just think it's a matter of his confidence. I feel like ever since he joined Juve, his confidence to take on defenders has, how do I say it? Just went down.
Like dropped? Yeah, kind of dropped.
But you can't blame him, right? You go into Juventus with all these big players, Ronaldo, Dybala, and if you're Bernardeschi, you're like, okay, I'm just doing my role, stay in the corner here, do what I got to do. But I feel like he came out with more confidence and played really well. Dybala's goal was beautiful, nice pass from Bernardeschi there, good connection. Ronaldo scored the penalty, and yeah, I think you guys said enough about the match. But a good win for Juventus, and very important for them in their attempts to get their 9th ever Scudetto. Well, not ever, but in a row.
In a row, yeah.
We also had Spal Cagliari. Cagliari picked up the win, a goal from Giovanni Simeone. It was really good to see him score because he has struggled away from home this season, and Cagliari as a whole. So nice to see him score. I know Danny's a really big fan of his.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Simeone, and like at one point I wished he was on Napoli. And the game that I remember like going off saying this guy has a little something special is when he scored the hat trick against Napoli a few years ago, and I thought he could be a special one to watch out for, but his career's never taken that next step. So hopefully, maybe this Cagliari move could help him, or maybe if Fiorentina call him back, it could be like a good move for him as well.
Yeah, I think my man of the match, obviously you have to give it to Simeone, but because he played well, just not like, even if you don't include the goal, he played well overall. I think
Yeah.
Valotti from Spal, in my opinion, played the best. Valotti was fantastic. He was everywhere, so I really enjoyed how he played. What do you guys think about the match?
Well, I couldn't really watch the match because the Napoli game was on at the same time. But just basing it off the results, Cagliari did well. They got the goal, and at least it's a big goal because they needed this. They were struggling heading into the break and then after the break. And this is good on Zenga, who this is his second match since becoming the Cagliari coach, and he picked up his first win. So it's a good win, and you never know because a win like this can boost the team. And let's see if this boosts Cagliari to maybe potentially finish top 10.
Yeah, this was a big win for Cagliari. As we've known, they've been struggling the last couple of months here. They really needed a win. The last 5, they lost 4 of them, and hopefully, and they won the game a couple of days ago. So it was a big win for them. 90-minute goal from Simeone. He's been looking good since coming back from the break. Big win for Cagliari. For Spal, it's another heartful defeat as they lost in the 90th minute, and they're really struggling to pick up points to stay in the Serie A this season. But again, a big win from Cagliari, and hopefully this motivates them to continue.
Yeah. We also had Verona Napoli. I'll let Danny start with that one.
Yeah. For me, you know what? I'm thinking about the match. Verona dominated us. I'm gonna give them that. They played a really they played a really good match. Napoli, they caught Verona off set pieces where both our goals happened, where Milik opened the scoring, and then Lozano at the end, close to the end, got the second goal off a corner, which is good for him. I'm happy to see him score. Came in for 10 minutes, very involved, and he could have had another one, but he kind of scuffed it, which is okay. I guess he's just a little rusty right now. But I give Verona a lot of credit. They had a lot of chances in the match. They had an opening. I think it was Verdi. He missed I don't know how he missed that chance at the beginning, which could have been the turning point for the Napoli match. But Napoli hung in there. They defended really well. The one guy I loved, pardon me, I can't even speak today. Oh my God. The one guy I really liked the way he played was Koulibaly. For me, he was all over the pitch. He's been looking excellent since the break. And even Maximovic as well, who's filling in for the role of Manolas. He's been playing really well. Dame had a quiet game that, for me, he was really good, but he made one big mistake that could have cost us a goal. But I liked the way he was playing, and I like the way he's been playing since he came to Napoli. So that was a really good signing on behalf of us. And yeah, Napoli got a big win. We're now, I think, 4 or 5 points up of Verona and Milan. So we got to continue this momentum, and we have Spal this week, who it could be a tough game, depending on who we play, and especially what side of Spal comes out. Maybe they'll come out pissed and potentially even dominate Napoli the first maybe 10 minutes or so. So as long as Napoli keeps this momentum up and the way they've been playing lately, I have a good feeling that they could potentially finish in the Europa League spot, maybe even 5th or something.
Yeah, and people need to remember, right, because Verona isn't an easy team to beat at all.
No, not at all. They're really good defensively. They keep their shape really well. And they got a lot of speed on the wing as well with Lazovic and Fardone, who's been really good this year.
Yeah, they have a great team. Like you said, Fardone, he's a player I rate highly. I really like him. People don't really give him his respect because he is 28 and people seem to only like young players nowadays, but Farone's a really good player. He also scored, but it was taken off.
Off due to sorry.
Yeah.
Handball
in the build-up. Yeah, so, not much to say about it. I think Danny said everything perfectly. Malik scored again, so hopefully this could be a start of something for Malik and Napoli. Maybe he'll stay.
He's been really quiet. He was really quiet the whole game, but good strikers always find a way to score.
So, he seems to do that a lot, Malik. And, it's not a bad quality to have. I wouldn't mind my striker being quiet for maybe 40 minutes and scoring afterwards. So, good goal.
I think that's when Milik's at his best, when he's quiet and then also boom, he just scores. Because when Milik is actually making headlines, it's not good because he's not making them for the good reasons. He's usually making them for the bad reasons.
Yeah, he tends to miss a lot of chances that should be a goal. Someone who impressed me was Lozano. I knew he came in for, I think it was about 6 minutes, including
roughly around like say 10, 15 minutes, say, due to the at a time from the water break.
Yeah. So yeah, he was in for a short amount of time. I joked in the chat we have. I called it like the Moise Kean treatment, where you would put Moise Kean in for like the last 10, 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And usually like score a nice goal or something. So I feel like Lozano, to his own fault. Well, it's not to his own fault, but it's his play style. I think the way he is, I think he's more of like an off the bench player because he attacks in bursts and doesn't really run back, which Gattuso I know isn't a big fan of players who don't come back. So I feel like Lozano would be a really good player for Napoli off the bench to bring on the last 10 minutes they needed a goal. Because when he came in, not only did he score, I know he missed that chance, but not only did he score, but he was running everywhere, was pressing. I really liked how he came out. So he seemed motivated. Yeah. I'm happy for him that he got a goal.
And one of my buddies said best too. He goes, the way Lozano is, and it kind of makes sense. It's like the way Mertens was when he first came to Napoli. And like they would use him off the bench. He would not play as well. They would play him like in the wing, in the cam position, whatever. But once he settled into the Napoli system and he found the right position for him, he became one of our best players. And I feel like that could be the same with Lozano. If say like Lozano searches, okay, you know what, I want to get into this team, maybe try out the right wing and try tracking back, try defending. I know it's going to be hard for him to do. Maybe it'll take him a few months to learn and stuff. But maybe by next season, if he stays and under Gattuso, if he works with Gattuso, works with the other players, try tracking back, try defending, whatever. I could see him starting for Napoli week in and week out.
Yeah, Joe, what did you think about this match?
Yeah, it was a big win from Napoli. I think that they really needed the win to go past Verona on the league table. They're in the 6th position with the 42 points. I think that they're going to be in a European spot because of the Coppa Italia win.
Yeah.
Big win from Napoli. Hellas Verona they're playing very good soccer, but at the end, Napoli got all the points that they needed. Again, Napoli really needed this win, and they got it.
Yeah, big win for Napoli. Now we'll move on here to Genoa Padma. Padma obliterated them. Cornelius with an amazing hat trick. He's a striker. I've mentioned him a couple times in like earlier podcasts. He's a striker I really like. Atalanta, he was a good striker as well. And Cornelius just seems to score when he's needed, and especially against Genoa. I think he scored a hat trick in both games against Genoa. So,
yeah, I think he has 5 goals in both games or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he got a hat trick in both. I saw his stat. He's like 6 goals against them.
It's like Milik too. Yeah, Milik had a brace last time, and he got the opening goal this time.
Yeah. He also got an assist as well, Cornelius. Obviously, he has to be man of the match because he was phenomenal, but my second best player of the match has to be Kulusevski. I think he played incredible. He did struggle ever since signing for Juventus, but I think this game he was fantastic. He was really aggressive, and he was creating a lot of chances as well. So I think Kulusevski played really well. And Genoa they were very off. They just seemed rattled most of the game, and Padma just took it to them from the first minute to the last. So yeah, good job by Padma as a whole, and congrats to Cornelius for the hat trick.
Yeah, Cornelius was incredible this game. For me, I think he was probably like you said, the man of the match. Not because of like the hat trick and stuff, but just the way he played as well. And Kulusevski, for the first time since signing, like what you said, Enzo, too, he did have a solid game. I really liked the way he played. And Parma, too, they're a spunky team. Like, you can't take them easily as well. They're like Verona. You can't take them easily because they can hurt you in, like, the way they attack, the way they play with the ball. And they're both good sides to watch out for. And I can't wait to see if they have to play again, the Parma versus Verona.
So, Joe, what do you think about that match?
Yeah, it was a big performance from Cornelius, getting the hat trick. I really don't like the way Genoa plays. They really always either going for the pens or, goals from Pandev or whatever that they have over there. I really don't like Genoa. I think they're one of the teams that deserve to be relegated this season, and I hope Lecce goes over them. For Parma, it was a big game for Kulusevski as well. I really like the way he played. Got the goal at the end there. But again, in this game, I think Cornelius has to have the man of the match. Really like the way Parma have been playing this season. They've been one of the underrated teams in Serie A, and hopefully they continue like this.
Yeah, they're in 7th right now, Parma, actually. It's Parma 7th with 39 points. Milan with 39 points at 8th, and then Verona with at 9th with 38, and then Cagliari at 10th with 35. So it's close. From 10 till 6 is actually a really close race. So that's
Parma is surprising a lot of people. Francesca actually predicted that, so good job, Francesca. Moving on now to Udinese Torino. Torino won 1-0. Belotti, one of my favorite strikers, maybe my actual favorite striker after Džeko. Belotti, a beautiful goal, so much power into the top corner. I think Belotti struggles a lot because he's more of a finisher, similar to Icardi, a little bit more dribbling ability than Icardi, but Belotti is someone who likes to finish and needs people to create for him. And this circumstance, he actually created for himself. And he dribbled close and they thought he was going to cut in, but instead he smashed it into the top corner. So that caught me off guard too. I was happy to see him score. I'm always happy to see Belotti score. And overall it was actually a decent game. I feel like Udinese had more chances. Like they I wouldn't say they were a better team, but
in the second half they were like the better side. In the second half they were like attacking well. At the end of the game they had a few chances to score. Sergio made a nice save at the end.
A very nice save, yeah. And if I think of a man of the match, I think all 4 of the defenders, because the defense for Torino was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Nikula was good too.
Yeah, there's a lot of corners there at the end as well. But they hung on. They played good defense and they got 3 points. And Torino really needed all 3 points here.
Yeah, exactly. Because they've been struggling, and I even said last podcast that Longo had to go. Like I felt like Torino was like really poor under him, and I still think they could be really poor. But this match was really good. Belotti could have had, I think he could have had 2 goals at least. He was like good, and like Enzo, like you said, I think Belotti, if Torino don't get like a creative midfielder or a creative player that can help set up Belotti, I feel like he should move and go to like a team maybe like Roma, because they have a lot of like creativity around them. Say like with Zaniolo. I know you're not a big fan of him, but Pellegrini too. Kluivert's really good. Mkhitaryan's good too. Like, so I could see maybe Belotti moving to like Roma or something if like Torino get a creative player, and I think that's what they're missing too. I know with Boselli too, he was kind of like that guy, kind of like holding guy. But without him, I don't see anyone creating for Belotti. But it's good to see that he's finding ways to score.
Yeah, definitely. Joe, what did you think about Torino's performance against Udinese?
Yeah, it was a big win from Torino. They really needed the points to bounce back. Udinese, they played a good game, but at the end they couldn't get by Sirigu in the net. A good game from Belotti, a really nice goal to open the scoring. Back from the break, and it was a big win from Torino, big 3 points, and let's see if they continue under this way they played versus Udinese.
Yeah, definitely. We also had Inter Sassuolo. That was a very eventful match. 3-3. There's so many goals and coming at such a funny time, to be honest. Very close together, especially near the end there. You had a Berardi who scored, then you had Boria Valero, and then you had Magnani.
Boja Valero.
Boria Valero out of nowhere.
And then my buddy opened the scoring, Caputo. Shout out to him. What a legend he is.
Yeah, we also had that Lukaku penalty that tied up afterwards. Valero scored a goal. I think my non probably could have scored, but a goal's a goal.
Yep.
And it's a very entertaining match if you're a mutual fan. If you're Inter, after Lukaku said on the weekend, I'm pretty sure he said something along the lines of like, we need to fight to the death and we need to win every game. We're going to go for the Scudetto. Well, now I think the Scudetto, it's not impossible, like mathematically, but it's very unlikely. It's between Juve and Lazio.
I think even Lazio is far away too after yesterday's result.
Yeah, I'll get into that very soon. But yeah, Lazio even it's getting far out now as well. And I feel like if you're Inter and Conte, that's a huge disappointment because against a team like Sassuolo, they're not an easy club, but when you're in 3rd place and you're trying to win the Scudetto, you need to win games like this, and he didn't. So, Yeah, I think their defense was horrendous against Sassuolo. There's a lot of gaps.
Mm-hmm.
And very lazy defending as well.
Yeah, no, I don't know why Ranocchia was starting too. He was dreadful. That first goal, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. He stepped up. He got beat like a salami and an easy through ball for Caputo to finish.
Yeah, it was terrible. And he rested, I don't know, just it was strange. Even Skriniar now is out for the next match, so.
3 matches, actually. He's out for the next 3 matches.
Oh, 3? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
For dissent or something.
Yeah, so in my opinion, I think the Scudetto hunt is over. Yeah, Joe, what did you think about this match?
Yeah, it was a beautiful match from Sassuolo. I think this now officially, hopefully Inter with the Scudetto race, I think they're out of it now. They're 8 points back of Juve. And once Borja Valero scored, I'm like, oh man, of all the guys who scored, Borja Valero, it was 3-2, and then Sassuolo got the late goal there at the end. I loved the way Antonio Conte was. He looked sad on the bench. Maybe he should have went to a different team, but it is what it is now. Big point from Sassuolo. Inter, another beautiful performance. Dropping points, and hopefully, and now going on to the next game that we're going to go to, it's going to be even another beautiful review. But, beautiful from Sassuolo, and Inter drop points.
Yeah, like at the end of the game, when I saw Antonio Conte, it looked like he was about to start crying. I think he wanted to, cry on the field, but he knew the cameras were there, so he, tried holding it in. And I said, too to my... I think he... and can we talk about the Gagliardini miss, too? Oh, my God. About that.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't forget about that. I was saving it. I don't even know if Gagliardini is going to play next game. I think he's going to be benched, or they're going to say he's got an injury. His knee popped out because of Antonio Conte kicked him so hard or something.
I would send him back to Atalanta, I think.
I send him back to our soccer academy. How to finish 101. That was horrible. And
that was worse than Džeko against Palermo back in 2016. That was terrible.
That was okay. I don't get these soccer. You're a professional soccer player. I get it. Okay, if you're on a breakaway, you're going too fast, you kick it wrong, whatever. But he's right in front of the net. It's harder to miss the net than to actually score. And maybe it's because he never scored. I don't know. I can't defend. You can't defend that. That's a horrible miss, actually. And I think that miss. And I think if he would have scored, the game would have been 3-1 Inter. So you never know how the game could have panned out. If they're up 3-1, but they missed, Sassuolo tied it, and now that miss looks really bad on Inter.
Yeah, if they won the game, then they probably would have forgot about that miss, but now that they tied, it makes it even worse. But yeah, terrible result for Inter, great result for Sassuolo. They played really well. They always have this season. They've been a tough team to beat. Now moving on, Roma, Sampdoria. Obviously, I'm a Roma fan, so I was happy about the result, 2-1, both goals from Džeko. To start the first half, I was very happy with the way we played the whole game, actually. I'm really happy. We created a lot of chances. Our defense scared me. We had Roger Ibanez who made his debut. He impressed me. I feel like he could have done more on the Gagliardini goal.
Yeah, I think he
could have go for it.
He even tried to, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like he should have tried, but I feel like he just caught up in the moment. It's a big moment for him. And I'm really happy with how we played. Diawara was horrendous that first half. I think it's the first time I can ever say that. He was terrible. He gifted Samp their goal. I can't blame Mirante because a goal should never be put in that position, so I can't really blame Mirante there. And Ibanez too, we can't really blame him, but I do think he could have done more. But yeah, terrible pass from Diawara. I'm happy with our mentality. We kept our heads up. We kept fighting. I know the old Roma with Di Francesco would put our heads down, played like garbage, and probably lost 3-0. So I'm happy with how we played, moved the ball really well. And something I noticed, I'll get into the Džeko goals, but something I noticed is Fonseca, I saw him talking about how he watched the Samp and Inter game on Sunday. And I think he said, I saw a few openings or something. Because during this game, we played a through ball to Džeko, high in the air to Džeko, at least 10 times. We kept playing the same over and over again. And I can guarantee that Fonseca worked on that in training because they set it up the exact same way, except for the Pellegrini one. That was different. But the other times they did it, it was the exact same pass every time. and it was working, even though he didn't score every time. It caused problems. Sam got nervous at the back, and it caused issues for them. So, good job by Fonseca there. I can really tell that he worked on that in training. I'll get into the goals now. Pellegrini got subbed on. He played a really nice ball to Džeko, and Džeko finished it. It reminded me of Fazio's ball to Džeko against Chelsea in the Champions League, that volley. So, great pass. Pellegrini is someone who I'm not the biggest fan of because he does play 2 good games, maybe one, and it'll go 3 months without completing a pass. Like something like he's so inconsistent. I hope he continues it. Like I don't hate Pellegrini. I just don't like the way he plays. I want him to do well. He's on my team.
Yeah.
But I hope against Milan I see Pellegrini. He'll probably start for sure because we're just resting and can't play every game. We're gonna have a lot of games ahead of us. So Milan he'll probably start, and I hope he plays well because I don't even care if he doesn't get an assist. He can't get one every game. I just want him to be involved. I want him to collect the ball. I want him to pass the ball off. I want him to create chances. I don't want him doing his stupid little flicky passes like he thinks he's on Pirlo or I don't know what he thinks he is. But, I just hope he continues to play well. A very nice ball. He processed that really quick, received the ball, looked, and bang, passed it, and Džeko scored. The second goal, Cristante, he meant to play it there. He didn't mean to play it like that. Like I don't think he expected it to go like that, but he didn't mean to play it to Džeko. Great ball. Džeko, fantastic finish. A lot of people say that was an easy finish. It wasn't easy at all. To score that, you have to look in the air, process where the ball is going. Well, you have a defender grabbing onto your shirt. And then you have to also look down and finish it right in front of the keeper. So, Aldero was fantastic. It wasn't for him, probably would have been 5-1. So, good match overall. I'm really happy. My man of the match has to be Džeko. Veretout is probably right behind him for me. Veretout played fantastic. He was everywhere, as always, our engine. And his passing is much better than usual. It's way better than usual. So I'm happy to see that. His goal was rolled off as well, which is disheartening. In my opinion, it wasn't a handball. But what can you do? The game's over, and we got the win. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I agree with what you said. You really went into detail. I don't think there's anything I can cover. Except for like the first goal, Diawara, it looked like he was still on Napoli, passing it to Gabbiadini, who also played for Napoli that first goal. Besides that, I think he had a really solid game after that point. For me, I like the way Tonelli was playing too. He was all over the field. He looked like a warrior. He's taking shots off the head, off the stomach, making some big tackles as well. I give Roma a lot of credit. Once they went down 1-0, it looked like it sparked them, and they kept attacking. Adero made a few good saves. I'm not a big fan of Adero, personally. But he had a really solid game as well. That first goal was beautiful. What a nice pass by Pellegrini, and Džeko finished it really well. That second goal was like a hoofball, and Yosanda, I don't know what he was thinking defending wise. He was on the opposite side of Džeko. Džeko made him pay, and he put it in beautifully. So give Roma a lot of credit, and it's a big result for them as well because Napoli are chasing them, and this result made Roma go, I think now you guys are 6 points ahead?
Yeah.
Of Napoli, and that's a big result. I give Roma a lot of credit. They played really well, and it looks like they might be catching fire under Fonseca.
Yeah, big win from Roma here. Another big performance from Edin Džeko. I think he's been one of the most underrated strikers in all of Europe these last couple of seasons. Been very good for under Roma. Every time they need a goal, he's there, and he's a very good striker and a striker that every team needs. It was a big win from Roma. Again, they're 6 points away from Napoli. They're trying to catch up for Atalanta with 54 points for the Champions League position. But as of right now, they're in the Europa League spot. But I know that Roma wants that Champions League position, and they still got time to do that. Big win coming back from the break, a 2-1 win with Sampdoria, a team that already played, and hopefully this winning continues from Rome.
Yeah, that was a big win. I'll move on. Joe, I'll let you start off with this one. Atalanta Lazio. Which thing was that?
Oh, it was a beautiful game. I've said it all season long. Atalanta's the best team in Serie A. The way they play, the way that they could come back. When it was 2-0, I continued watching because I knew that Atalanta, if they got a goal, that they would be back into the game. If it was another team like Milan or even Juve, I would have, it would have ended up in a draw. Or if it was Milan, I would have turned off the TV already. But for Atalanta, it was a big comeback. From 2-0 down to Lazio. One of the best teams in Serie A this year, to be 2-0 down and then coming back to win 3-2. It really shows the type of team they are. And even they didn't even have their coach on the line. Gasperini was suspended for the game, and they didn't even have a coach. And the way that they come back, the way that they play, the way that they never give up. It was the 90th minute, and the guys were still running around like they weren't even tired. You have to give their hats off to Atalanta. They're really a great team. They're still in the Champions League. They're beating every team there is possible in the Serie A. And I really like the way they play. They don't have a top player like Ronaldo. They don't have a top player like a Koulibaly. They don't have a Chiellini. They don't have, great players. But at the end, they all gel together. They all have the specific jobs. They play as a team. And I think that Atalanta could beat any team in the world. For Lazio, it was a bad loss. Had another 4 points away from Juve instead of 1. So it was a big win from Lazio. For Atalanta. For Lazio, it was a bad game, being 2-0 up to losing 3-2. And hopefully we see Atalanta continue like this.
Yeah, I think it was a great game as always. When you get a team like Lazio and Atalanta who like to attack, it's always going to be a good game. I'm very happy Lazio lost. I know as a Roma fan, I'm happy because they lost, but I think for Roma it's better Lazio won because obviously we need to catch up to Atalanta. But when it comes to Lazio, I just want to see them lose. I don't care what the position is, and I'm happy they lost. So it was a great game. Derun with that own goal made me happy because I'm not a very big Derun fan. On Twitter, he's kind of annoying, I'm not going to lie, and I don't like the way he talks about Roma, so I'm happy he scored an own goal. Savic scored a really nice goal, maybe back to his old ways. And yeah, it was a good game. Palomino, the 80th minute goal, I was going crazy like Roma. During the Roma game, I had the game on my phone for Lazio Atalanta, and I was very happy. So, a very excited game. I feel like on Wednesday, all these games were all so exciting. You had the comeback of Roma Sampdoria. You had Inter Sassuolo come back, and you had this one as well. So it was a very good match day. And not much else to say. Joe covered it really well. And huge win for Atalanta. And I just want to say as well, like Joe said, I think Atalanta can beat any team in Europe. Any team.
Yeah, I agree.
Real, Bayern. I think they can beat anyone. And to be honest, if they started off better, they could be fighting for the Scudetto.
Yeah, I agree.
Could be. They just seem to have, like every season, they have this like 2, 3, maybe even a month where they struggle. They get stupid draws and a couple of losses when they shouldn't be. And then they get hot near the end of the season, usually like the last 3 months. So it seems to happen often with them. But next season, if they could bring in a few more players and be consistent, they can really be fighting with Juve.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Atalanta, the only problem, like, I understand, like, yeah, they're a really good attacking team. The midfield's not bad as well. I think the only problem with Atalanta, and again, that's why I don't think they can beat these big teams like Madrid, Barca, Bayern. I think they can compete with them. They'll be close, but I think at the end of the day, their defense is not that strong. And for me, I think that's their weak point. And back to the game, Lazio started off 2-0. Their own goal, I don't know what he was thinking. I think he could have easily cleared that out, but I guess he panicked or he was in the moment and just made a mistake and it went in. Milinkovic-Savic scored a really nice goal. And I give Atalanta a huge credit. When there was 2-0 down, me and my dad, we just looked at each other and I'm like, Dad, I have a feeling Atalanta could potentially come back if they have that team. And my dad goes, yeah, do you think, I think they might come back or Lazio might shut it down. I go, Dad, knowing Lazio, Atalanta's going to come back. And Atalanta have a really good side, attacking wise. Malinowski, what a screamer.
What a shot.
Oh
what
my
a shot.
God.
Yeah,
Golson scored a nice goal too.
And I think the reason I think Atalanta lost was because of Cherby. I think one of the plays, the goalie had the ball and he took it out for a corner kick. Then the corner kick happened and Malinowski scored that screamer. So Cherby, he really screwed up over there. But other than that, it was a good game.
Malinowski, what a phenomenal shot. And the last goal where Palomino got the header, in my opinion, I think we can all agree with this. For me, I look at the weird things, and I was looking at the goalie, Strakosha. And I was thinking to myself, what the hell was he doing on that last goal? He got scared. I don't know if he was trying to claim it or if he was trying to scare off the defender. I don't know. Did the ball get lost in the lights and he just lost where it was? For me, it was really poor goalkeeping decision at the end of the game that cost Lazio the game as well. But I give Atalanta a lot of credit. I think I'm pretty sure they have the best attack in Italy.
Yeah.
I think for me, if Atalanta want to get stronger, they need maybe a midfielder, a quality midfielder, and also a quality center back as well. I think they're missing that too, and it's just because their defense is not the strongest point. And I think teams, if you can, I know it's hard to do, shut down Atalanta, but if you can defend Atalanta good enough and catch them on the counter, I don't think their center backs are good enough to keep a clean sheet that much. So I think Atalanta, they're just a defense. They got to upgrade that defense, and then maybe they can contend for the Scudetto as well.
Yeah, definitely they have some things they have to improve. They did come from a small upbringing, Atalanta. They were never a huge European team. They don't have a big cash influx. So
yeah, but now they are because of the Champions League. They're in the quarters. They're going to finish partly in the Champions League spot. And yeah, so they're going to have a little bit of money to spend this summer, and especially if they just signed Palasinac too, who's been a really big part of their success this year as well. He's been really good for them in the mid. Zapata's a monster up top. Ilicic is incredible up top, and Papu's the engine and the playmaker.
Yeah, Palasinac has been amazing. I'm happy they signed him. He came at Milan, he was decent, but he did have a lot of off games. But Atalanta really found his form, and yeah, I'm happy they signed Palasinac. He's been very good. And yeah, I think that sums up everything, all the matches. It was a very good match day. I think it's probably been, to be honest, I can't really recall most of them because it's been so long now, but it's definitely better than match day 25, the makeup games they played. But yeah, match day 27 was very good. And yeah, we'll probably be back no, not probably, we will be back for the next one. And yeah, once the match day is over, you can count on us being back here talking about the games. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Go follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @Calcio for both of them. And yeah, ciao ragazzi.
Ciao guys.
Ciao guys.
I was nothing but loyal to you and for the stars.